Hello and welcome to my Bow and Square project. I've been working on this VR model for my master's thesis. So what I've done is I found a place in a little town called Daventry, and basically there's a car park through there, and then there's this walkway which leads from the car park to the main high street, and this is sort of more or less how it looks currently. So I'm just going to have a quick wander down here. So it's a big wide walkway. It's got these nice glass barriers, as it were, so that people can walk through here and not get hit by the rain, and they just walk through. But there's not a whole lot going on in this space. There are shops. There's a cafe over there. But what happens during the day is when people come out, these spaces nearby, all the shops, you get all these signs like these getting put out. So, and like this area along here, you've got like the butcher's awning over here. So the space underneath this glass cover that should be used for protecting people from rain is not really used very much because you've got so much stuff in the way. I haven't modeled all of it, but like for example, you can see in this picture here, they've got all these boxes and things, and like with the restaurant, they've got a whole lot of tables and chairs sitting out here. So again, with the space, one of the problems is that there's nowhere for people to sit unless you go and buy a cup of coffee, which is not great. And the other thing is the vegetation. As you can see, they've got these lovely planters all over the place, but they've got a couple of trees and that's about it. There's one plant over there, some sort of scrub, but nothing really. So what I thought I'd do is I'd build up this model of how it is, and then I'll show you what potentially could be done if we play around a little bit and change it. So around the side I've put these little information boards like this one, so you can click on that and it comes up with a little bit of text, so you can read what that says. So that's just a little introduction. You can click on it again and it goes away. So attached to my left controller, I've got a few different options of things that we can have a look at, so we can change it. So first I'm going to have a look at a paved option. So there we go. So now we've got the same scene again, but now it's been paved in a different way. So it's a much more attractive paving, which has been edged with a blue brick. And then I've added in these planters. So these planters extend all the way down this wider section of pathway over here. And each planter's got a different theme to it. So the other thing is the planters are curved shapes. So that's to sort of create interest, but also to sort of guide people along and not have hard edges. So it feels a bit more natural flowing through this area. And then within the curves, I've also sat these benches here so that people can come here and sit and enjoy the space. So there's a reason for them to stop and stay here in this space. You'll see the picture that's on this is actually a picture I've pinched from my mum. So it's from her art kids at one of the schools that she goes to, and I've just stretched that picture along there. So I was thinking potentially school kids could have like a competition each year, and their mural could then be painted on these planters each year, so you could have a different theme each year, which could be quite fun. So for example, this plant over here, it's got more ferns and plants that can handle shade because the sun comes from this direction over here, so you'll get a lot of shade in this area here. This planting bed here I thought could be your sort of guerrilla gardening sort of bed. So you got corn plants, you got berries, all sorts of things growing in this bed. And then down here, this is more of just a colourful wildflower sort of flowered up bed. This space down here, I haven't got any planting in this space because I felt it's just a little bit too narrow currently to have big planters like this. So that's about 6 meters at most in the space over here. So yeah, that's that option. Then we can have a look at the planted option. So this is just going really extreme with our planting. So not only do we have the planters with this one, but we've also got these bits where the paving merges into these grassed up bits all along the edges here. So really giving an extreme look. So this would force the shopkeepers to keep their stuff inside the shops and have the public space as public space and actually allow plants to inhabit this area. So again, I've got some more information boards like this one over here. So that's just talking about the stepping stones going through the region. And the reason I've done those is so that anyone who's young at art or children could use these stepping stones and have a bit of fun as they walk through the space. So I'm just going to pop back down over here. So another little feature I've added in, let's just go all the way back here, is this little recess over here. Currently, you'll have people who will come and sit in this corner. So you have buskers come along and they play a bit of music, which is nice. And I don't want to lose that. I want people to still enjoy this area with a bit of music. So I just add a little button, just acknowledging that, and So it's a 3D sound effect, so the closer you get, the louder it gets, which is quite fun. And again, the further away you get, he dims off a bit. So yeah, and I've also got an information board just talking about the planting beds and why we've done it over here. I'm just going to turn it for now. There we go. So the other fun thing I've added in here is the opaque mode. So what this does is it takes away the planting and it makes the floor sort of see-through, so you can actually see the water pipes underneath the ground. So that's them over there. And the other little nifty thing I added is now I've got a couple new buttons over here. And what we can do is you can press this one and you actually see the little sprinkler heads rising up. And, well, hey, we got a sprinkler system right through the whole site here. Isn't that cool? And if we want, we can just turn that off. And the sprinklers will track back into the ground. And then we can turn off that opaque mode and go back to something else. Pretty cool. It does, I do have that's the only bug I've found so far, is that it does flicker through a little bit. Alright, and the other thing I've got is if you want to see what it looks like at nighttime, it loads in and you got a nighttime scene. So the thing I've struggled with most with this modeling system is that getting lights to work and not cause lag in VR is quite a challenge. But I think I've managed pretty well with this. It's pretty smooth when I look around. But yeah, so the lighting, there would be, let's pop it onto opaque mode. We can have a look. There's the pipes, but you can see all the lights. So I've actually put green lights within the beds. That's what's giving this upwards green sort of glow to the whole site. Let's just have a look at the paved one. There we go. Fantastic. So it just gives a bit of a feel for a nighttime. So as you get closer to these takeaway places, you can hear people inside of them. Yeah, there we go. So that's my project. It's been a really fun one to do. I hope you liked it. Thanks, guys. Take care.